Hey, Fatzy Toady. Hey, I'm coming at you today with some Tempoross. I looked at a lot of your videos out there. They're way too complicated. You guys talk way too much. It's confusing. So if you're just getting into Tempoross, I'm going to show you what to do. I want to make this as easy as possible. All right? No fancy gear talk, no nothing. I'm going in butt naked. All right? I got a ring of wealth on, but that does not matter. And all the basic gear. A harpoon, hammer, a rope, and I use 5 buckets. Okay? Now, the only thing that's required for Tempoross is 35 fishing. That's it. So, to prove to you guys how easy this is, I'm going to show you. You get on the boat. If you need to fill up your buckets with water, you can use this pump down here. Once we get into Tempoross, I'm going to show you what happens. Tempoross hits you, you're going to lose some gear. You're going to lose some fish. You need to replace that gear. You need to replace that fish. So I'll show you how to do that. And then I'll show you how to maximize your points to get as many rewards from Tempoross as you can. Okay? But to prove to you guys, you don't need all that fancy gear. You don't need a dragon harpoon. You don't need your spirit gear if you don't have it. It's okay. Run Tempoross anyway, man. He's got some good experience. So, first thing you're going to do when the battle starts is you're going to run down to the island and you're going to start fishing. What you want to do is you want to fish up an entire inventory full of fish. Okay? And then we're going to cook all that fish. Cooked fish does more damage to Tempoross, which is what you want. Now, if Tempoross hits you, like I said, some of this stuff is going to disappear. You're going to need to replace it. So down here, you have refills. Okay? There's buckets, and you can refill your water pump here. Up here, there's more buckets, a water pump. You got ropes, hammers, harpoons. You got all the stuff that you need in case any of this disappears. All right? So just click on that, grab whatever you need, replace it, and be on your way. That way, if you get hit, you can recover. Now, I'm using Rune Light, so these squares show up. If you don't have them, then you're going to want to pay attention to where the fish jump out of the water. When that happens, you'll start getting double fish every now and then, which will fill your inventory up faster. When your inventory's full, start cooking. Okay? Now, the things that are going to happen is fires and waves. We're going to have a wave come up here in just a second. And what you need to do is you need to run over here. You need to tie to this totem pole. Okay, so here it comes. So tie off to the totem pole until the wave passes. If you're on the boat, you can go to the mast. All right, the wave passes. We're going to start cooking again. All right, cook all these fish. Now, the thing about waves is sometimes they cause seaweed to cover your tie-off places. Like right here, it says repair damaged mast. That means there's seaweed on it, and you'll see it when we get up here. When that happens, that's what your hammer's for. You're going to bang all the seaweed off with your hammer, and then you'll be able to tie off. If there's seaweed on it, you can't tie off. Okay? Now the clouds are rolling in, so it's time for fires. All right? So we're going to make it easy. We're just going to put out all the fires. So run down here. As long as you have a bucket of water, you'll put the fire out. So let's put out some fires. We'll run up here. We're going to put out this fire. And there's that seaweed I was talking about. So free that up as soon as you can. Go fill up your buckets. Because we put out all those fires, so we want to fill those up. Now to damage Tempoross, just go over here. Okay? You'll start filling the ammunition crates. Now Tempoross does something funky. And he'll shoot these little typhoons out in 4 directions. He's shooting them at the cannons. Here's a wave, so we'll tie off. If he shoots a typhoon towards your cannon, you need to switch to the other cannon. You'll get shocked, and it just slows you down, and you don't want that to happen. So, you'll notice his shield's starting to go down. Alright? Now, we're going to maximize points. Normally, when that shield goes to 0, you run down here and attack. But we're not going to do that. Okay? We want more points. So, this is wave 1. Normally, you attack in wave 1, but we're going to skip that, and we're going to go right down here to fish. This allows us to do more damage to Tempoross. Okay, we're going to kill him in 3 rounds instead of 2 rounds, if that makes any sense. So, let's start cooking fish. Again, full inventory. We're going to cook all of it. And the key is you need to load all of it in the cannon too. If you leave the area and you still have fish down here, all those fish are points. Okay, you get points for fishing, cooking. You get points for putting out fires, you get points for shooting out of the cannon, and you get points for attacking Tempoross. So, if you can load all your fish into the cannon, you want to do that too. Okay? So, again, this is where you cook food, refill spots, water pumps, buckets, ropes, hammers, all that stuff. Tie off mast. And let's go get some more fish. Inventory's full, so we're going to start cooking and see what happens. Wave comes, tie off. Start cooking again and check your next tie off. Okay, no seaweed there, no seaweed there, we're good. In this next round, we're going to attack Tempoross, so you can see what that's like. Clouds are rolling in. It's going to start some fires, no big deal. Now, there's a reason I keep 5 buckets, and I'll show you that. If you really want to maximize your points, you can do this. See how there's 3 fires? Let's put 1 fire out and wait. All right? If you wait, these fires have a chance to divide. Well, when they divide, obviously that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've got 4 left because I only put out 1 fire. And again, points, 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 points. Okay? They call it the firefighting method, I guess, but we're going to fill up our buckets as much as we can. Okay, we got all of them. And tie off because a wave is coming. So, just because you have a full inventory of cooked fish doesn't mean you have to immediately run and attack Tempoross. You've got time to wait. You want more points? Do that, you know? So we're going to shoot Temp. His shield's going to start to go down, right? This time is when we're going to start attacking Temp. We're really going to rack up some points doing this. Okay, all my fish are gone. Temp's down in the water. So this little pool that shows up right here, that's how you attack Tempoross to actually hurt his life. So his hit points are going to start going down now. So this is wave 2. You only get 3 waves. If we don't kill him during the next wave, he will automatically fill this bar up to 100% and he will one-hit you and the battle's over. You get no rewards. The only thing you come out is the experience that you get. Alright, so you need to kill Temp by the 3rd wave. Alright, you can't just keep doing this forever and rack up a bazillion points. It doesn't work that way. But as you can see, out of 3 waves, we've only attacked him for 1 wave, and we're already below 50% hit points on him, so this is going to be cake. Okay, so Temp's back up. Let's go fishing again. And those were my extra fish that I loaded in the cannon. You can load extra fish even when he dies under the water. Okay, and that damaged it a little bit, his shield. So this will be the last run. Again, go to the green or the jumping fish if you don't have rune light, and you'll start getting hopefully double fish instead of just 1. There's a double. All right. Waves coming, so we go to the tie off. Okay. Try to get a full inventory of fish. And this is solo. You know, if you run with more than 1 person, then his hit points go up, his shield goes up. So you have to rely on another person to be running as well as you are. The more people you have, then I don't want to say the more difficult it is, but it can be if the other person you're running with doesn't have a good rhythm or keeps getting hit a lot, because you won't be able to drop Temp this fast. All right, I'm going to put out 1 fire again, and then I'm going to start cooking. Again, this is going to maximize my points. So sometimes these fires divide, and sometimes a wave comes. But if they divide, you know, I can, like this, I can start maximizing my points. And if a wave comes, I'm ready for it anyway. So, used all my buckets, so I need a refill. See, like now, I didn't have time to get all my buckets. Alright, but that's fine, because you'll be able to get the rest of them when you go up there. And the seaweed came, so you clear that immediately when that happens. Okay? I'll cook the rest of our fish. We're going to check our other tie off up there. And it doesn't say repair, so we're good. Now again, keeping all your buckets full is really important. Okay? You want to be prepared in case you get hit by something. If something goes wrong, you want to have all your buckets full of water. Alright, we're fully cooked. So I'm going to go to this water pump to get that last bucket full. Okay. And now let's start shooting Tempoross. The wave's coming. We have a little bit of time since we're right here. So I'll get a few shots in. Again, go right back to Tempoross. And we're going to look for that little typhoon to shoot. If it shoots at our cannon, we need to run over here. Okay? You don't want to get hit by that typhoon because it'll shock you and it'll stun you for a little bit. And really, you won't lose any items, but it'll just get you behind. Okay, now look, Temp's going under the water. But I wanted to load all the rest of my fish. And then I'm going to run down here and I'm going to attack him for the win. Okay? Now, to find out how many points and how many rewards you get from Tempoross, you're going to go down here to the All tab. And as soon as Tempoross dies, it's going to tell us how well we did. Okay? Now, solo, you're looking for about 9. They're called permits. A permit means you can draw from the reward pool. So we'll see how many we get here. Boom. 8 permits. That's not bad. Okay? If I would have had on my spirit gear and my dragon harpoon, I would have done more damage. Got some more experience. But 8 permits, that's pretty good. A couple more fires to put out, that would have got me at 9. And you're really not going to get any higher than that. If you're running no gear, you know, and a standard harpoon, 8 to 9 is the best you're going to do. Alright? So, it looks like I've got 59 permits. That means I've killed him a bunch. So, what you do is you go over here, you talk to this guy, you take a net from him, and this is where you get your rewards from. Okay? So you just run down here and you'll start pulling your rewards out. Alright? I've got 59 attempts, so we'll see what happens. Give you an idea about some of the loot that you can get from Tempoross too. Some of it's really good. It scales with your fishing level. Okay? So, if your fishing levels are low, you're not going to get swordfish and turtles and rays. You know, you're going to get, you know, some of the lower end fish. But these other items like caskets and soaked pages and things like that, you're going to get those. There's a fish barrel that doubles the inventory of fish that you can hold. There's a tackle box that you can use to save your bank inventory space. There's a trophy fish. Nobody really cares about that. But there's a lot of cool rewards you can get from Tempoross. And if you run them a lot because you want to level up your fishing, which is worth it. I've run Tempoross a lot. I think I've got 760 kills, something like that. I don't know. But I run him a lot. And the only reason I'm still running him is because I want his pet. You know, Tempoross drops a pet. I want to see that. I think I've earned that by now. But right here, total value of the loot that I'm pulling out. We had, you know, quite a few pulls from Tempoross. So you can see how that quickly starts to add up. So Tempoross is worth running to me. Alright? If you're a pet hunter, he's got a great pet. The chance is only 1 in 8,000. Right? So he's kind of hard to get. But the water-soaked pages are awesome. You can get a tome of water to put those pages in. Acts as like, you know, water charges for magic, things like that. And you won't have to buy food from the GE anymore. You can sell a lot of it for profit. Your cooking level will shoot through the roof. Your fishing level goes up really, really super fast. And it works on some construction for you too. You know, knocking all that stuff off. So let's open these. Right there, 181,000. You know, worth of loot. So it's worth it. And to all the YouTubers out there making videos on RuneScape, stop making them so fucking complicated. Okay? They don't have to be complicated, man. Just make it simple, make it easy, so we can all understand it if we're getting it at an entry level. And I'll see you guys during the next video.